Good afternoon. Today is September 26th. It's Throwback Thursdays, and a show I like to call Throwback Divas. We are talking all about your favorite old school Hollywood icons and legends. Please comment and drop those emojis below. Welcome to my house. Thanks for being here. I'm your host, PAPISONGO, the only host to bring you the latest gay and lesbian headlines and breaking news. With a show like Gaytopix, it's only fair to include your favorite gay icons. So on this episode of Throwback Divas, I'm going to give you the top 10 gay icons of all time. And they are, starting with number 10, the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth. She is one of the ultimate gay icons. In 2013, when the UK joined the exclusive Pink Club of countries to introduce gay marriage, our Queen Betsy, or Elizabeth, most notably known, said, "Who would have to thought 62 years ago when I came to be the throne, I'll be the one singing something I can't see." In 2013, Queen Elizabeth joined the exclusive Pink Club of the countries to contribute gay marriage. Our Queen Betsy famously said, "Who would have thought 62 years ago, when I came to the throne, I'll be signing something like this? Isn't it wonderful?" And when introducing Theresa May's new government in June 2017, she stated, My government will never make further progress to tackle the discrimination against people on the basis of their race, faith, gender, disability, and sexual orientation." Way to go, Queen. Number 9, Miley Cyrus. Miley is a huge gay icon for the young millennials and trans community. She declared her own pansexuality by declaring that gender and sexuality are not a factor in her love life. In 2015, Miley teamed up with Instagram to start the hashtag InstaPride initiative, showcasing members of the transgender community, aiming to educate her followers on the struggles of trans people face. Miley uses her Twitter to speak out against and denounce celebrities who make homophobic comments, and was a huge proponent of gay marriage during the campaign that led to her famous Supreme Court ruling on marriage equality in 2015. Yes, Miley and her giant tongue are unforgettable. An icon to say the least, number 8 on the gay icons top 10 list is Nelson Mandela. When Nelson Mandela became the first president of the post-apartheid South Africa in 1996, he introduced a groundbreaking new constitution, which included protection from discrimination based on sexual orientation. This was truly monumental for the South Africa because it was the first country in the world to safeguard sexual orientation as a human right in its constitution. This laid the foundation for South Africa to become a pink haven and pioneer in a component famous for its persecution of LGBTQ community. In 2006, South Africa became the 5th country in the world and only one in Africa to legalize gay marriage. This is all thanks to the efforts initiated by this incredible, outstanding man. Number 7, Rihanna. Good girl, but gone bad. Rihanna is famously nicknamed as our Black Madonna. In public, she commonly sticks up for the LGBT community, particularly during the Winter Olympics in Sochi 2014. She was one of the celebrities who wore a Principle 6 t-shirt in protest against the Russian government's hatred for the LGBTQ community. Put it this way, she's one of the artists that unites all the gay boys on a dance floor, especially with hits like Only Girl in the World, What's My Name, and of course S&M and An Umbrella. Number 6 on our list, gotta put it there, Britney Spears. Britney is every gay man's guilty pleasure, especially for those of us who came out at the time of the millennium. We love her songs and we know all her dance routines. Her very public meltdown in 2008 with a shaved head and green umbrella inspired gay fan Chris Crocker's viral video, Leave Britney Alone. Remember that video? Say what you want about her lip syncing, but you cannot deny the hits like Work, Bitch, Boys, Toxic, and Hit Me Baby One More Time will forever remain timeless in the gay anthem community. It's Britney, bitch. Number 5 on our top 10 countdown of gay icons is Adele. Adele has long been an advocate for the LGBTQ community rights. Our favorite moment was when she helped a gay Swedish couple get engaged on stage and then blurted out, "Should I be your surrogate if you have children? I like to have a baby with someone Swedish," she added. After the birth of her son Angelo in 2012, Adele famously said she will support and love him regardless of his sexuality. Then in 2011, she beautifully boasted about how her fans would tell her that her music helped them to come out of the closet. Say hello to Adele. Hello. Number 4. Speaking of our English Brits and stuff like that, it seems like the UK is all the rage these days. But number 4 is Amy Winehouse. We love the late Amy Winehouse. Not only was she so incredibly talented, but most of us will also identify with her for being different, bold, groundbreaking, and most importantly for being herself no matter what others say. She is a powerful role model for the bisexual community. Yes, Miss Winehouse, you'll always be eternally celebrated by the LGBTQ community. Work, bitch. Madam X herself is at number 3. Sorry to make number 1, babe. Madonna will always be the ultimate gay icon for many gay men. From the start of her career in the 1980s, we were her biggest fans. And she never failed to stick up for us, making speeches to promote AIDS awareness in the 1980s and 90s, and more recently against anti-gay discrimination in Russia. The Queen of Pop still amazes us with her dance moves and costumes. Remember that famous cone bra corset she wore in her Vogue video? Sorry, Madge, but another queen is buzzing around the top spot. The Queen Bee always shows us how it's done. And at number 2, it's Beyonce. The ultimate Queen Bee, or Queen Bey, I should say, adored and worshipped by gays all over. Beyonce is famous for her support to the LGBTQ community and continues to fly the rainbow flag proudly as she recently teamed up with famous trans model Laverne Cox to promote her Ivy Park clothing line. Okay, so we got all down to number 2, but so we're reached number 1. And if Beyonce or Madonna's not number 1, who do you think it is? Comment below, #Gaytopix. And the number 1 gay icon is, drum roll please, Lady Gaga. Being gay is like glitter. It never goes away. Preach, Mama Gaga, and take your place amongst the world's finest gay icons. The amazing Lady Gaga and her telephone headpiece stand tall and proud with all her little monsters. She's our personal favorite gay icon, and for this reason, she tops our list. But here's something that makes you go, and the tea starts brewing now. I wonder why Mariah was not on that list. The shade. Comment below, #Gaytopix. With Renee Zellweger set to star in a biopic, Judy, out this Friday, Renee is channeling every gay man's favorite Judy, Judy Garland, in theaters this Friday. So I thought we'd pay tribute to this Hollywood legend. In short, this week's throwback diva is no other than Judy Garland, Dorothy herself. Actress Judy Garland, born 1922, died 1969, is widely considered a gay icon. The Advocate has called Garland the Elvis of homosexuals. The reasons frequently given for her standing as an icon among gay men are an admiration of her ability as a performer, the way Her personal struggles seem to mirror those of gay men in America during the height of her fame and her value as a camp figure. Garland's role as Dorothy Gale in The Wizard of Oz is particularly noted for contributing to this status. The aspects of gay identification with Garland were being discussed in the mainstream as early as 1967. Time magazine, in reviewing Garland's 1967 Palace Theater engagement, noted that a disproportionate part of her nightly clique seems to be only homosexual men. It goes on to say that the boys are in tight trousers, a phrase Time repeatedly used to describe gay men, as when it described eclectic young men in tight trousers prancing down the aisles to toss bouquets of roses to other gay icon Marlene Dietrich. They would roll their eyes, tear at their hair, and practically levitate from their seats during Garland's performances. Who wrote that? Time then attempted to explain Garland's appeal to the homosexual, consulting with psychiatrists who opinioned that the attraction might be made considerably stronger by the fact that she has survived so many problems that homosexuals identify with. What kind of hysteria and that? Judy was beaten up by life, embattled, and ultimately had to become more masculine. She has the power that homosexuals would like to have, and they attempt to attain it by idolizing her. That psychiatrist needs to see a psychiatrist. That's why I don't believe in psychiatrists. Writer William Goldman, in a piece for Esquire magazine about the same palace engagement, again disparages the gay men in attendance, dismissing them as fags who flit by, or fly by, it should say, chattering insanely. He goes on, however, to advance the tragic figure theory as well, after first suggesting that if homosexuals have an enemy, it is age, and Garland is youth, everlasting over the rainbow. He wrote, homosexuals tend to identify with suffering. They are a persecuted group, and they understand suffering. And so does Garland. She's been through the fire and lived. All the drinking and divorcing, all the pills and all the men, all the poundage and come and gone, brothers and sisters. Trust me, Garland knows, he wrote. Other connections between Judy Garland and the LGBT community inside the slang term friend of Dorothy, which likely derives from Garland's portrayal of Dorothy Gale in The Wizard of Oz, and then became a code phrase gay men used to identify each other. No, it's our best Judy now. Dorothy... Dorothy's journey from Kansas to Oz mirrored many gay men's desires to escape the black and white limitations of small town life for big, colorful cities filled with quirky, gender-bending characters who we all love. In the film, Dorothy immediately accepts those who are different, including a cowardly lion, in a very camp performance by Bert Lyer. The lion identifies himself through song as a sissy and exhibits stereotypically gay, or at least effeminate mannerisms. The lion is seen as a coded example of Garland meeting and accepting a gay man without question. In the 2001 documentary Memories of Oz, openly gay cult film director and social activist John Waters spoke about seeing The Wizard of Oz as a child. I was the only child in the audience that was wondering why Dorothy ever wanted to go back to Kansas. Why would she go back to Kansas in that dreary black and white farm with an aunt who dressed badly and seemed mean to me, when she could live with magic shoes, winged monkeys, and gay lions? I never understood that, John Waters concluded. Some have suggested a connection between the date and Garland's funeral on June 27, 1969 with the Stonewall riots, the flashpoint of the modern gay liberation movement, which started in the early hours on June 28, 1969. In a 2009 interview, gay historian David Carter stated that the connection is untrue and based on a mocking reference to the riots by the anti-gay writer in the Village Voice the next day. However, several patrons at the Stonewall that night from the riots. Several patrons at the Stonewall that night of the riots were Garland fans too, who, according to bar patron Sylvia Rivera, had to come from the very emotional Garland funeral earlier in the day to drink and mourn. Rivera said that indeed there was a feeling in the air that something would happen that night. I guess Judy Garland's death just really helped hit the fan. Another connection is the rainbow flag, symbol of the gay communities, which may have been inspired in part by Garland's song Over the Rainbow. Garland's performance of the song has been described as the sound of the closet, speaking of gay men whose image they presented in their own public lives was often at odds with a truer sense of self that mainstream society would not condone. Judy will always be our favorite best Judy. That's it for Gay Topics. On this episode of Throwback Divas, stay tuned tomorrow for Cliffhanger Fridays at 3 p.m. We're talking everything about the gay adult porn industry. My cliffhangers will have you gagging all weekend. I'm your host, PAPISONGO. Thanks for being here. Please comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also follow me everywhere on social media at Gaytopix, #Gaytopix. Remember, you're always in a mix with Gaytopix. Have a blessed day. Hi, this is PAPISONGO. We're live in the West Village, New York City. Stay tuned for Cliffhanger Fridays. My cliffhangers will have you gagging all weekend. You don't want to miss what I have to say about the gay porn industry. As a former gay porn star myself, I can tell you all there is, and I'm spilling the tea. You don't want to miss Cliffhanger Fridays because you'll be gagging all weekend. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss what I got to say or the tea that I got to spill. I'm coming for you. PAPISONGO spills the tea this Friday on Cliffhanger Fridays. Until then, you're always in the mix with Gaytopix. I'm PAPISONGO. Have a blessed day.